Hello, welcome to Ed's Reading Room. I've got two lovely books for you this month, both celebratory in their own way. The first is called Me, the Queen and Christopher, and this is by Giles Andrew with wonderful illustrations by Tony Ross, and this is an Orchard book. And the second, perhaps for slightly older readers, is The Snow Bear by Holly Webb, and this is a Stripes book. More about that in a minute. The first book then, Me, the Queen and Christopher by Giles Andrew. As I said, this is for slightly younger readers, but it's for people of any age to enjoy. It is a fantastic book, really, really wonderful. I'm going to read just a little bit from very near the beginning. This is, it's as if Freya, the young girl in the story, is speaking. One day I got a letter. It's a very posh looking letter. It says Buckingham Palace on the back of the envelope. Well, that's a pretty big clue, isn't it? I tear it open, and guess what? It's only from the Queen, the actual Queen of England. Dear Freya, it says, she knows my name. The Queen of England actually knows my name. Dear Freya, every year it is my pleasure to invite one British schoolchild for tea at Buckingham Palace. This is most interesting for me because the child is picked quite randomly. This year I would be delighted if you would be my guest. On Friday there's something of, oh my lollipops, tea with the Queen, me. Well, you can imagine how excited Freya is. She goes and chooses her absolutely super dress to wear, and off she goes to the palace. But as often is the case, things aren't always as you might expect. This is a fantastic story. It is very moving, and it is not just about Freya, it's about her brother as well, and that's where the Christopher from the title comes in. As I say, people of all ages will absolutely love this story. It is very uplifting. I do hope you enjoy it as much as I did. The Snow Bear by Holly Webb is another of Holly's fantastic books. She really is a super writer for young children, and this is a sort of book that I think you would enjoy curling up on the sofa with your child, grandchild to read. It is absolutely super book, especially for winter time. Now in this book, Sarah is staying with her grandfather, but unfortunately for her, her parents aren't with her this time. Actually her mother's expecting a baby at any moment, so they're back at home. Sarah loves being with her granddad, but she's missing her parents, of course. Then it starts to snow. Of course, she's absolutely delighted, and together they build an igloo in the garden with a snow bear by it. But more about that in a minute. I'm just going to read a little bit from fairly close to the beginning, when Sarah is talking to her grandfather. Sarah smiled at him. Tell me the polar bear story, the one about you and your friend while you're cooking the tea, please. That one again, Grandad laughed. You're just like your dad. It was always his favourite as well. Sarah nodded. She loved imagining Grandad telling the story to Dad too. It was a family story. It belonged to her and Dad and Grandad. It had been great-granddad's too. It was special. I wish I could go there and see it all, she murmured. The igloos and the seals and the polar bears. Grandad shook his head. I shouldn't think you'd see an igloo now, Sarah. Most Inuit people live in houses these days. Even back when great-granddad and I were there, they were rare. That's why we went. We wanted to record it all before it changed forever. Forever? Sarah asked sadly. I think so, Grandad agreed with a sigh. Things do change, but sometimes for the better. So this is an absolutely delightful story about this young girl staying with her grandfather. As I say, they build an igloo and a snow bear to look over the igloo. When Sarah wakes up during the night, everything looks rather different. She goes off on a rather magical journey, but will she be able to find her way back in time? You'll have to read it to find out. It is truly a fantastic book, really, really enjoyable for people of all ages. I do hope you'll enjoy these books as much as I did, and I hope you'll enjoy the activities I've written to accompany them.